What's the next step?
The process is that we will reopen the head coach, athletic coordinator position at South. We'll repost that, and we'll go through the process. And again, we applaud the applicants that have applied to this point, but we don't have that timeline in front of us. But we will go through the accordance of human resources and do accordance. And we're going to do everything we can to get the best fit for Harlingen High School South. And we look forward to the process, and we'll see how that goes. And we're confident that Harlingen High School South is one of the premier job openings, not only in the South Texas region and Rio Grande Valley, but in the state. So we're comfortable with that, and we look forward to applicants that want to be a part of making this program what we believe it to be, and that's comparable to that of our Harlingen High School Cardinals, which we're very proud of as well. So Harlingen, it's time for Harlingen for us to be competitive at both, and we'll do whatever we need to do within we're not a football wins at all cost district. We do so with class and integrity, and we'll continue to do that, and we'll find the right fit, and we look forward to the process.
Was it your recommendation that Morton was your recommendation to the board? Is that correct?
The process, the way this works, is that I make recommendations to the board. The board does have ultimate authority in this district. Is the superintendent makes recommendations for hiring to the board. So, yes, my recommendation was in fact that Coach Jim Morton be the AC head coach at South. The fact that we're reopening does not preclude him from being considered again, but tonight, obviously, it was a 3-4 vote, but my recommendation was Coach Jim Morton. He's doing a great job. There's a lot of things that we believe is going on, positive change at South, and we look forward to, again, though, the process. Our board, we have a great board, but we respect the decisions. I, as superintendent, respect the decisions they make.
Are you surprised, disappointed?
You know, again, one of the things, when I make a recommendation, I believe that the consideration, we go through a process, and it's a vetted process, and I'll tell you that would I rather have the approval of the board? There's no doubt. The fact that it was not approved tonight doesn't, again, preclude the consideration down the road, but disappointment, I wouldn't say that. It's just our charge, and I'm firmly convinced that we'll make the right decision, the right hire, and it may very well be Coach Jim Morton, but tonight the board voted 3-4 against my recommendation.
So all the applicants, I know that this was a popular job, but are they all still in consideration then, or has it kind of been?
We'll have, again, the reposting process. There'll be a reposting process, and those that are interested, and that's why I think that the media plays a vital service in the fact that it allows us to say that tonight it's open and it's wide open, and anybody that applied the first time doesn't mean that they won't be considered the second time. But again, as we post the timeline, as soon as that's done, in accordance to that, I would recommend those that have an interest to apply and reapply to do so. So,
no, just take me through, I guess, a question of the process. Do you have to recommend to them and then they approve, or can they come up with a?
Oh, no. The superintendent, and the process. The one thing that's a great question. The process is that the superintendent makes recommendation for personnel, all personnel. In this case, it's Harlingen High School South athletic coordinator, head coach. The board does not make the recommendation. The board votes on the recommendation of the superintendent. Because tonight was a 3-4 vote, it may be a 4-3 depending on who's the next recommendation. I'll say this too, I do not come forward with 2 to 3 applicants. There's some districts that'll have 3 or 4 that the board then gets to choose at the executive level. I won't do that. That's not my style. My style is that we'll go through a process that allows for one applicant at a time. I believe that's the professional thing to do, and I think that's the courtesy and the expectations that I have of my employees.
So I guess the question now is, how stubborn can you be in terms of, because you could just keep recommending?
Well, the process, again, there's a process, a committee. the committee process. I firmly believe that the strength of candidates comes through in that. We'll continue the same process. There will not be a change from that. In other words, there's a committee of 8 to 10 members that then go through that, and they give me a list of 2 to 3 finalists, and we'll go through that process again. And if that committee comes back with the same finalist and the different things, I think at some point, well, obviously, we'll have to consider what that means. But I trust our process that as soon as this opens, there'll be others that may not have had time. The playoffs, the other thing, what we wanted to do is have a coach in place permanently by February so that they have the full spring. But this, I'm an optimist. What I believe is that coaches that were still in playoff games, winning state championships, and in the semifinals may have thought nothing of applying for jobs. This now allows for those that were a part of championship in mid-December, Texas Stadium. Guess what? I want them to know that consideration for anyone, whether it be then or now, it allows us a wider time frame. It's in good hands right now, the off season with Coach Jim Morton, and I believe it to be that way. So.
One more, do you know why they kind of voted them down?
No. I think again.
I need to talk to you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. But I think again, we have a process, and in our process, I make a recommendation. I don't take it personal, but I believe we have the ingredients that will make South competitive. Not in 5 years, not in 3 years. Our plan is to be competitive next year.